What's up, YouTube? This is TeamLuckyStraight doing another deck profile. I know we're going crazy today with these videos. So we've got Lucky Strat on the mat,
Best card in the game.
obviously. And we're doing a deck profile of...
Water, Mermails, Merlantians, Atlanteans in Mermails.
Yeah, by
Featuring
Cronos.
Undyne.
Featuring Undyne. So
Let's get this guy out of the way.
obviously.
Alright.
He'll come back later as a cameo.
I'll start off with the Mermail monsters. I like to go by level and names and whatever, because I'm super anal retentive about this. Play the one lead. He's possibly the worst draw in this deck, but while he's in the deck, he's a pretty nice beater. And if you get him out with another Mermail, you can take stuff out of your opponent's hand. He's kind of cool like that. And if you have a sphere in your graveyard, you can ditch 3 Mermails to summon him. Don't do it. Megalo, Combo Maker. This guy is really awesome. I like 2 of him. People have said to put it down to 1. Sometimes I consider putting it down to 1, but then I realize that he literally just breaks people's dicks by attacking and searching sphere. So he's really nice to have at 2. So I play like 1, 2, and then 3 for Teus. Teus is stupid. Teus is literally what makes this deck a deck. He searches your deck, discards your water monsters, gives you a free 7 essentially, because his effect is just discard and then add, so he's a neutral play. And if you ditch an Atlantean and the Atlantean's effect goes off, it becomes a +1. He's really good by that aspect. And opening with him and Dragoons is probably the dumbest thing you can do. Opening with him in Spirit is also the dumb thing you can do, which I'll get to later, if I do like a little combo video thing that you guys might want. But yeah, that's 6 Mermails, the 3, 2, 1 little area thing here. 3, 2, 1 of the 7s. We've got our 4s in the form of 3 Pike, easy deck cycling, and the ability to grab Undyne is really nice. Along with 1 Turge. Turge is just kind of in here as the way to recycle Gund. I don't really make him that much, and if I ever get the effect off, it's normally going to just be grabbing the Gund after I've made a push play, and then I can continue pushing. But, you know, that's all he does, really. And then my 3s, 3 Lynn. God, I love Lind. She's so good. She's
Probably the reason this deck still holds around.
her and Teus, basically. Her and Sphere and Teus. Because Sphere and Lind go together like bread and butter. It's so good. So you run 3 of her, obviously. When she's destroyed, special summon any Mermail from your deck. And it gets its effect on summon if it's Pike or Turge, which is stupid and dumb, and I love it. Then you have your 1-ofs in the form of Gund. I want her back to 2. Gund's nice. Gund's really nice. Gund makes a lot of really nice power plays happen. And then 1 Abysso ship, which came about when a lot of European players started attacking her in. It was really nice the way that the combo works, which I could potentially show at the end of the video if anybody wants to see that.
Probably gonna be a separate one.
Yeah, I'll probably make that a separate one. But yeah, that's 5 level 3s, got the 4 4s, and the 6 7s. So that's it for my Mermail account. That is, what did I say it was again? 6, 4, 15 Mermails, which is hefty. Love it. I love high monster counts. Onto the ammo of the deck, the Atlanteans. 1 Dragoons when he sent Search the Sea Serpent. Lol. If you open with him and Dragoons, it's basically a +1.
Dragoons and Dragoons? You mean Teus?
No, Dragoons and Dragoons. Yeah, Dragoons and Teus. But he searches any Sea Serpent out of the deck, which is really nice. I play the 2 Heavy Infantry. A lot of people have been bringing this out of the deck. I don't understand that. Because it's not searchable, and it's just a good way to get over things that are face up that you just need to pop. So he's really good.
I think a lot of people have been citing them.
Yeah, I'll show you the other one I have on my side too, because it's just really good. And then the 3 Marksmen. Again, I've got the 3-2-1 build for the Atlanteans, same way I have it with the 7s. Just because I like having a lot of targets for my 7s. So I've been thinking about whether or not to bump this up to 3, because I do have the high 7s count. So I like to discard things a lot. Marksman pops the set cards, and he makes OTK combos if you have the Dragoons in deck, which is kind of cool if you open with that nutty opening. So that's the 6 Atlanteans there. Continuing on, double Aqua Spirit. I wish these would come super. I think these would look really nice as supers, but we only have commons so far. Spirit's just good here for your rank 4 plays. She's only good for that. She's pretty dead otherwise. And there's no reason to use her effect besides just putting things on board. And the one Diva, a lot of people have been questioning this, but Diva makes a lot of really nutty things happen. You can do the Catastor play with the Diva first just to get over something that you need to get over. Or alternatively, one time I was facing an Inzector player puts out D-Fissure. Any other time I didn't have my MSTs, I would have automatically scooped. Open with Diva. Diva to get out infantry. They go together, make Armor Kappa. Detach for Armor Kappa, give him 1000 attack. Because it was detached for Water Monster effect, heavy infantry goes off in the graveyard because it was D-Fissure, not macro. So his effect popped the D-Fissure, and then I went off and OTK'd. It was really nutty. So I definitely suggest Diva in any build you do. And then my hated part of the deck, the Undyne to waste the normal summon, and the controller to waste your hand.
1 and 1.
1 and 1. I don't like running more than one. Because if you run triple Undyne, double Undyne, whatever you do, you don't want to have this more than once in your hand. Because out of my testing, I only opened with this 2 or 3 out of 30 times, doing 30 test hands. So you don't draw it at that much, especially because of the fact that Undyne is searchable. He's not until you get the Undyne. So no matter what, statistically, you should always be getting this Undyne before you get this, which is really nice. But yeah, Undyne just gets anything you need out of the deck, which is stupid, and it sends things for cost. So you get the Atlantean effects, which again, it's fucking stupid. Look at this thing, so good. And this with Aqua Spirit makes Black Rose, which is probably my funniest part. Or Gungnir once I get one. And then one title, because title's literally the heart and soul of this deck. Free 7 to go along with your Teus as a free 7. Yo Dog heard you like 7s, so we made your entire deck based around putting everything you can on the board. So that's the entire monster count. That is 27 monsters, I believe, either 27 or 26. I went kind of back and forth with those. Onto spells, fairly minimal. You got the 3 MST, which I'm thinking of bumping down, just because of this format. But it's been good against a lot of back row heavy decks that are not hat. Then we got the 2 Soul Charge. I don't like playing 3, just because if I'm going off with Soul Charge, I want to attack more so, and my impressive boards aren't going to be stun-based the way that a Sylvan Soul Charge would be. Rather, it would be more of just like a way to get a lot of attack presence on board, but Sigma Battle Phase is normally not really too worth it. So I have a love-hate relationship with this card. It's fun when you get off like a big Draco Sack play, or if you bring back Dragoons to search again when you make a rank 4, which is also really dumb. But it's okay in most scenarios. I don't enjoy the card that much, but it's really necessary to play in the deck. And then the 1 Salvage. Add back Gund, add back Lens if you need, add back your heavy infantries. Dumb. And then Traps, Standard, 3 Sphere. God, this card's so good. 2 Fiendish Chains. I may replace these with Breakthrough Skill. I like Breakthrough Skill a little more in this deck than I do with Fiendish Chains. And then just the 1-ofs in the form of Bottomless and Solemn. Not much to explain about it. They just get rid of things that you don't want to have on the board. Enable you to deal massive amounts of damage. So it's really nice. And that's the entire main deck. 40 cards. I don't like the whole 45 card Mermail. I don't like 60 card Mermail. I don't like any cards above 40, because otherwise I will regret everything for the rest of my life.
Except for 60 card Chaos.
Except for 60 card Chaos. 60 card Chaos. I should deck profile that eventually. But that's my main deck. Onto the extra. We've got 1 Catastor for the before mentioned Diva, making the 1 card Catastor kind of good. The 1 Black Rose, because Spirit, Controller, make Ghost Black Rose, your opponent cries, and then their field goes bye-bye. The rule about Ghost Black Rose is that if you summon it, your opponent can't chain anything to it.
Right.
Actually,
it's
no.
the unwritten rule of Black Rose.
Yeah. Well, it's also the fact that, because of the fact that it's Ghost, if you summon it, your opponent will not have anything, because it's just too lucky. Lucky straight. Got the 1 Leo, because Controller is a level 3 tuner, and you run a lot of 7s. There are a lot of decks that really just can't deal with him, which is really nice. I love Leo. Leo's just such a really good card. And that's it for the Synchros. I don't like running a huge Synchro count in this deck, just because I don't have Fishborg Archer. We got that 1 in before mentioned Armored Kappa. His entire purpose is just making the Diva infantry play alive, which is still really nice. He's a good card. Definitely recommend him.
If there was another rank 2 water monster, you'd probably play that instead.
Oh god, yeah. Like, he's pretty cool, though, because of the fact that you can ditch 1 from hand to negate battle destruction, and damage for the turn once per duel. And if you discard a water monster, it still counts as being discarded by his effect, which is really nice with Atlanteans and potentially Gunned, which is also a really huge play. Next up we got our 3s. The 1-Equipped Engineer is the only actual summonable 3 I play. And then I've got the 2 Abyss-Trites, who are targets for something you'll see later. Abyss-Trite's just generically good as a way to get back your Mermails and just to have a nice big 28 ass. An Engineer is just good for protecting things in a certain combo that I'll show you some other time, probably. For 4s, we got the 1 Dweller. Dweller's stupidly good this format. I love him. I'm so glad I picked one up literally 3 years ago. No, more like a year ago. It's not that
3 years ago.
Shh. So one of those. 1 Swallow the Bahamut Shark. He brings out the Abyss-Trites. He brings out Armor Kappa if you need it. Not sure when you would need it, but he just brings out the things that bring out more things that bring out more things. So he's like really good. And he's 26 for a 4. I don't get that. Tell me what you're doing. Got the 1 Cowboy for when you decide to swarm the field, attack for 74. Then you're like, oh, by the way, guess what I got in my extra deck? 1 stupid, fucking dumb Soul Charge Dragoons. Get this thing back, take their monster for free for 2,000 life points, and then search. Okay. Thanks, Obama. And now the rest of the thing is 7s. Got the 1 Draco Sack because I play Soul Charge, I had to get one, and it's a fucking waste of $70. But I bought it, so I'm going to put it in all the decks I can. 2 Gaios. I love Gaios. Gaios is so good. He's a walking skill drain, prevents level 5 or higher from attacking. He's really good. Make this against spellbooks. Sorry, Joey. And 1 Big Eye, because Big Eye's real dumb. Steal things. Soul charge for 2. Soul charge for Big Eye. Take your thing. What?
Make 4 plays.
So that's 15 card extra deck. Oh, and 16th is Lucky Straight, obviously. I mean, I can make it. That doesn't mean I'm going to.
Make a deck based around that soon.
Of course. Side deck is kind of scattered at this point, just because I'm still trying to test out a lot of things. Monster count's kind of cool. Got the extra heavy infantry just to have that.
Just against Ophion?
Against Ophion, this thing wins so hard. 2 Veiler, just because if I win game 1 and I'm going second, I normally sign up my Fiendish Chains for these just because it's more live turn 1 as well, which is nice. And then 2 Maxis if you're facing a Swarm deck. I should probably put in some Scarecrows once I find some, but you know how it is. Maxi's just a good card. Spells, Double Prohibition. It's nice to negate things when you know you're facing a deck that relies on basically 1 card. Do this against Bujins called Yamato. They're like, oh, okay. Sure. And then the Double Twister. I'm probably not going to continue siding these. These were side choices when Hat wasn't a thing. And now that Hat's a thing, I'm kind of debating on whether or not I would like to keep these in. It's nice to have extra MST kind of stuff, but just it's unnecessary in this current meta. That's it for the spells. Trap-sided, my favorite side card, Anti-Spell Fragrance. Just because my spell count is so limited, most of them can be activated on my opponent's turn instead. CMST. I'm not going to soul charge while this is on board. It's fine. But having this against certain decks to make sure that they have to set their spells, and then being able to marksman their spells on their turn, on your turn, to just have that constant amount of advantage is really nice. This auto wins you a lot against a lot of decks. Prophecy doesn't like to deal with this. Unless... sorry. Unless, no, one guy once opened... I was like, I opened with this, I activate on his spell. See on my face, he's like, oh no! And then he reveals 3, drops Priestess, and banishes 1 from hand to get rid of it. And then he just went off. So, the rule of this is that if he plays against spellbooks, they will open Priestess, and they will have enough to deal with it.
I can vouch for this.
Of course. And also, wins against Fire Fist, which aren't even relevant at this point. It's a good card. I like Anti-Spell Fragrance. Plus the parallel looks really nice.
And when Pendulums come.
Oh, once Pendulums come, this thing's going in so hard. Got the 2 Gozens, because everything I have is water. If you're Hat, nothing you have is the same. Bye. And 2 Light Emperor's Mirrors, because artifacts, Lightsworn, Bujin, any others you want to name? Constellars. Stellight's coming out! Guess what's not getting effects.
So, about them Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors?
It's going to be fun when Shadows come out, let me tell you. Let me tell you what.
So what are you doing against Ophion besides just Marksman?
I mean, Heavy Infantry is a really nice play to get rid of him. Plus, I run a lot of 4s. Plus, I make rank 4s really easily. The 7s aren't the huge focus of the deck, especially if I'm facing Ophion. I'll probably side out 1 lead and probably a Megalo. Keep the Teus play alive, but also have more focus on 4s. But
Alright, so that's the deck profile from Cronos' water deck. Hope you guys have a great day. Like, comment, subscribe, and enjoy your day. And Team Lucky Straight is going to be signing out. Put up the sign.
See ya.